Hello, my friends. Natasha Hazlett here, and I wanted to talk to you today about something I've never actually talked about, which is raising unstoppable kids. And I had something happen over the weekend that really helped me solidify that I am, in fact, raising unstoppable children. And I want to give you a little tip and insight into what I did and why I did it. And if this is your very first live cast with me, welcome. My name is Natasha Hazlett, and I help entrepreneurs from around the world get the clarity, confidence, and strategies they need to boost their income and level of influence in the world without working longer hours. And I am coming to you live from my new porch swing, and I'm so excited. If you have been following me, maybe you haven't seen the update that late last fall, I moved from Boise, Idaho, back home to Tennessee, and so we are in Franklin, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Hello, friends. And so the one thing missing from our big wraparound porch was a porch swing. And so I love this thing. I'm so thrilled with it. And so look for lots of live videos from me, live from the porch swing. But let's talk unstoppable kids, because I have to tell you that I started getting a little bit of pressure starting probably last summer about this whole concept of unstoppable influence for kids. And for those of you that may not know, I wrote an Amazon #1 best-selling book, Unstoppable Influence, Be You, Be Fearless, Transform Lives, and that book has, in fact, transformed thousands of lives. And we've only been doing this for about a year and a half. So people started putting a lot of pressure on me. You got to do unstoppable influence for kids, and that is still in the works. And in fact, I had another little idea that may be coming to fruition later this year, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I figured, you know what? I can start to teach how I am raising, very intentionally, unstoppable children. So yesterday, or a couple days ago, Madeline walks in, our little girl, and she says, she was trying to do something and she could not figure out how to do it. She's like, Mommy, I can't. Mommy, I can't. And help me, I can't. And she was just totally frustrated. And how often is it that we say, I can't do this, I can't do that? It's something that is just very, very prevalent all around. I can't do this. I see this so many times when I'm coaching up entrepreneurs and they're about to maybe launch a program or do their first Facebook Live video or something like that. They're like, but I can't do that. And when you say I can't, that's the end. Possibilities are done. That's it. You called it quits. And instead, I taught our daughter, in this house, we don't say I can't. Not allowed to say it. You are not allowed to say, I can't. And she kind of looked at me, and I said, because you can. You can. All we need to do is figure it out. And so I said, so next time you're having a challenge, and by the way, I'm intentionally not using the word struggle with my daughter, all right? I'm not using the word struggle with my daughter. I am being very, very intentional about the words that I use, because words are so incredibly powerful. You know, at the beginning of the Bible, it says, in the beginning was the Word, right? The Word is so powerful. And so I want to make sure that the words that I'm using and that my husband is using, that the words that are going to become ingrained in our children's minds, that they're the right words, that they're the powerful words, they're the empowering words. And so I said, next time if you have a challenge, don't say I can't, because you can. You can do whatever it is that you put your mind to, and you decide you want to do something, you can do it. It just may take some figuring out. And so I said, so next time you think that you might not be able to do something, why don't you say, Mommy, let's figure this out. And sure enough, y'all, like, not 5 minutes later, there was something else that she was having a little bit of trouble doing. And she comes over, she's like, Mommy, can you help me figure this out? And all of a sudden, there was the mind shift. That was the mind shift, just like that. She went from a lack of empowerment. She went from this inability to do something and feeling like she needed me to do it for her, to this collaborative, let's figure this out. And by the way, I didn't just do it for her. I don't remember specifically what it was, but I said, this is how you would do it. And I explained it to her, and then she did it herself. And the look of satisfaction on my daughter's face was so worth it, because I knew, I'm even getting like a little teary-eyed as I'm telling y'all this, because it was this moment where I knew that I was massively empowering our daughter. And I'm sure that I am going to have to say it over and over again. We don't say I can't in our house. We are unstoppable influencers. I'm still working on that one with her. But she is going to grow up to know that she is capable of doing whatever she wants to do. That there is no dream that is too big. And because I want to preserve this mindset, you know, as children, there are you know, especially 2 and 3, like the world is their oyster. They can do and be and have anything, right? And then all of a sudden, as they start to get a little bit older, even at 4 and 5 and 6, like society and a lot of times parents put all of these blocks and these, you know, you can't do that, you can't do that. Now there's one thing when we're saying you can't walk across the street unattended. There's certain things for their safety that we're doing, that we're putting into place. But we also, as parents, I feel like we need to be super mindful of the words that we're speaking into our children, and not let our own limiting beliefs cloud our children's potential. And so that was lesson number 1 that we taught in Unstoppable for Kids. And it's this concept of we can figure it out. Don't say I can't. Turn around and flip it around and say, how can I? How can I do this? In fact, I just did a video. It's funny. I think the last live video I did, I was talking about switching the I can't afford it to how can I afford it? Like opening up the ability for your brain to start figuring it out. And so just let's be very mindful. Like for those of y'all that have got young kids, like join me and like let's be super, super mindful that we don't allow our own limiting beliefs, our own fears and anxieties and doubts cloud our children's potential. Because you know, in looking back, how different things might have been, and I don't regret. I love the way that I grew up. I am very grateful. I would not be who I am today. Unstoppable Influence would have never been written had I not experienced what I experienced. However, that said, now that I know more, I want to do better for my children, and I want to make sure that I'm very mindful of the things that I am speaking into them in these super, super formative years. So, you know, and I'll give you one more little thing that I've done recently, because I know that a lot of people have money blocks, money mindset blocks, and you know, I had my own share of them, and I realized in a training that I did that someone said, you know, think about one of the very first things you hear about money as a child. This is a bonus one for y'all. So the thing that we hear as a child, like if we were little and we were walking to the store and you saw like a penny or a quarter on the ground, your parents are like, don't pick that up, it's dirty, don't touch that money, it's dirty. And all of a sudden, ingrained in our subconscious mind is that money is dirty. And I never really thought about that until someone brought it up in a training that I was on. I was like, oh, that's really good. So now, I don't ever want to teach our child our children to step over abundance, which is what, we talk about this in the 21 Unstoppable Influence 21-day challenge, in our limitless challenge, about abundance being around, all around us, that we live in an abundant universe. And symbols of that abundance are sometimes pennies on the ground. And so if there's a penny on the ground, totally okay. Totally okay. This may freak people out, but I'm totally okay with our children picking that thing up. I just happen to have tons of hand sanitizer with me, and I'll say, okay, let's clean it off. Let's clean this off. Let's get the germs off. And I am being mindful about these sorts of subconscious things that can end up being ingrained in my children's minds. And so that's another little bonus one that we're doing to raise unstoppable kids, is that we want our kids to have an understanding of an appreciation for money and abundance, and how we earn money by giving more value into the world. And so just a simple penny on the ground was the opening for a great conversation about money and abundance. So that's what I've got for y'all today from the porch swing. The very first lesson for Unstoppable Kids is, we don't say I can't. How can we figure it out? And that's the same thing for us as adults as well. So thanks so much for joining me. And by the way, did you know that the Unstoppable Influence Summit ticket doors are open? Yes, we are having an amazing event here in Nashville, Tennessee, October 18th and 19th. The Unstoppable Influence Summit. We've got amazing speakers. Would love for you to join us. If you want more information, go to unstoppableinfluence.com/summit. Thanks for watching, friends, and tag a fellow mom, parent, if you think that this video may be helpful. Y'all have a great day, and see you soon. Bye.